Doing nothing is better than being busy doing nothing. Lao Tzu. Most of us have been taught that effort is the answer. The harder you push, the more you achieve. But there are entire categories of human experience that work in exactly the opposite way. The harder you try to fall asleep, the more awake you become. The harder you try to be happy, the more dissatisfied you feel. The harder you try to remember a name, the further it slips from your grasp. The ancient Taoists noticed this paradox thousands of years ago, and they concluded that doing nothing, done correctly, is the highest skill a human being can master. The paradox of effort. The Taoist philosophers Lao Tzu and Zhuangzi observed that the universe does not force itself. Rivers don't strain to flow downhill. Trees don't push themselves to grow. And yet everything gets done. They called this principle Wu Wei, non-doing, or effortless action. It is not laziness. It is not passivity. It is the highest form of intelligent action. The first one is, when effort backfires, modern life worships effort. We are taught that any problem can be solved by trying harder, but there are entire categories of human experience that don't respond to force. Sleep is one. Attraction is another. Creativity is a third. Try to force any of them and they retreat further from you. Lao Tzu wrote, and I quote, "The softest things in the world overcome the hardest things in the world." End quote. The man who tries to force his way into love repels it. The artist who forces a breakthrough kills it. The thinker who forces an insight scatters it. Effort works in physical resistance, moving objects, building walls. But on the inner life, on relationships, on creative breakthroughs, force is the wrong tool entirely. The second one is the mastery of effortlessness. Watch any master at the peak of their craft. Athletes in the zone describe their best performances as feeling automatic, as if the game were playing itself. Musicians describe transcendent moments where they disappear into the music. Zhuangzi told a story about a cook who carved an ox not by hacking through it, but by guiding his knife through the natural openings between the joints. 19 years passed. His blade was still sharp. The cook said, "I'll work with my mind, not with my eye." This is Wu Wei. The master doesn't force. He finds the path that already exists and follows it. Effortlessness is not the absence of skill. It is its highest expression. The third one is the practice of doing nothing. So how do we cultivate this? The Taoists offer a simple answer. Stop interfering. When you fall asleep, you don't try harder. You let go. When you try to remember a name, you stop searching and it appears. When you create, you stop forcing and the work flows. Doing nothing isn't doing literally nothing. It's doing the right thing at the right moment, without strain, without resistance. It is intervening only when intervention is needed and stepping back when it isn't. It is trusting that life has its own intelligence and aligning with it instead of fighting it. The man who masters the paradox of effort discovers a strange truth, that he becomes more effective by doing less. That his work flows because he stops forcing it. That his life unfolds because he stops resisting it. The hardest skill is not to push harder. It is to know when not to push at all. To know when to act and when to let the universe act through you. This is Wu Wei. This is the art of doing nothing. And paradoxically, it is the highest skill a human being can master. Thank you for watching.